So I'm pretty surprised that the two that I thought would get taken didn't. But we're gonna start it off now. Like I said, I did have a Frank because Frank was a busy cat in '61.
Hmm.
He was my tentative just in case Mr. Johnny Cash got bumped, but Mr. Johnny Cash didn't get bumped. I guess it's three because I figured Johnny Cash would have got bumped. But he had "This Is Johnny Cash" was the album, I think, that came out. I didn't write down when it came out, what month, but I can't remember. But "Life Goes On," and
Mm.
I'm doing this one kind of backwards because This is the only sad song. This is the only sad song.
Hmm.
Normally, I've been reserving the five for the happy one, and then all the other ones are just sad, and it's not intentional. It's just the way I'm wired. But "Life Goes On." It's a good song, about she just left me. I mean, it sucks right now, but life will go on.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
I was just watching because totally off subject, but I'm trying to figure out why Kevin hates Rick Rubin. So I watched a video about Rick Rubin, and Rick Rubin is the coolest dude in the freaking world. I can't figure out what he ruined. I mean, I can't. I just
According to
can't
Kevin, he
figure this
ruined
out.
everything.
Kevin has this real thing for Rick Rubin. I don't know. I just want to be him, man. I mean, I want to be the next Rick Rubin, but I don't think I'm cool enough. So, on to number four here, which is the jazz. I love. I've always loved the concept of jazz, but I just never really dove into it. And I mean, I know who John Coltrane is. I've heard the name 1,000 times, I've listened to some of his songs. But Sunday, I sat out in the garage, just tinkering, working on things in the garage, had it cranked up to maximum volume, and oh my god, it was so boom, 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 boom,
Hmm.
boom, boom. That bass line, and then just that piano that just going out. That piano's going all over the place, and he's going in with that tenor sax, and it's just
Hmm.
for the most part, it's just bass, sax, and piano. That was kind of, I think his wheelhouse is where he liked. Towards the later years, he got into, I think, bigger bands, and then
Hmm.
you know Alta H, and then ultimately died due to some cancer that probably was caused by the age.
Hmm.
But the song is Fifth House, and this song, it just goes. It's got that bass line, and
Oh yeah.
it kind of sounds a little angry, a little gritty. Other
Is that
than
off of Favorite Things?
no, this one, it may have been on there, but this one
Okay.
is off of the Coltrane Jazz album.
Okay.
Yeah, and that came out January of '61. And like I said, he had two or three albums that year too. So he was busy. Frank was busy.
Hmm.
Uh, I think this next one, Ella Fitzgerald, I think she had a couple albums out,
Hmm.
and "Out of This World" is my pick from hers,
Oh,
and
sweet.
just a beautiful song. And
Hmm.
she's got a beautiful voice. And the song is like, I want to be out of the world so we can be together forever. I
Hmm.
want to, I want to get out of this world so we could be. I don't think it's such a, like, off myself thing. It's just kind of, I think it's a, what's the word, metaphorical out of this world. I don't think it's a love suicide, Romeo and Juliet type of thing. I don't think
More
it's
like a
that.
separation from the bullshit.
But because it sounds happy, it's beautiful, and again, it's got all the horns and there was not probably, I don't, yeah, so there wasn't any guitar in that. Coltrane didn't have any guitar, so these songs were building rock and roll with, like I said, the horns and the all these other instruments, still the big bands, the pianos, and sometimes just straight up gibberish. And if you know me enough, any song with like gibberish or nonsense words, I'm a
Mhm.
sucker for. Baba da baba dang a dang dang a ding a ding ding a ding a ding ding blue moon. Oh, the Marcels. I immediately, like I said, it wasn't on the initial list, and so
Mhm.
I had already built kind of my database to pull from.
Mhm.
And so my two and my number one weren't on that list because the what I was doing from research, they didn't pop up. They weren't on there. I don't know why.
Mhm.
But this one, like I said, it's a fun song. I it's about being blue, I think, but I don't know.
Yeah, it
You wouldn't
reminds me
know
of
it.
American Werewolf
You
in London.
you wouldn't know it was a sad song even if it was because it's so happy, and then you got baba da baba da ga da da ga da ga da da ga da ga da da.
Ooh.
Yeah. And then again, my number one was not on the database. I don't know what had happened, why it didn't show up on there, but Stand By Me, Ben
Mhm.
E. King.
Yep.
It came out in 61. He wrote it with somebody else, and he wrote it under a moniker or not an acronym, but a pseudonym, a
Uh-huh.
fake name. But it was just a conglomeration of him and the guy he wrote it with. And he released it in May of 61. And that song has been covered a dozen times. I even covered it. This is one of the MySpace things that I covered it. I was so proud of my version of it.
Mhm.
And then I lost it on MySpace because the computer crashed that had the hard drive. And so the last place chance I had to find this song was on MySpace. And I looked a couple of years ago, and the music didn't. I could get pictures, but I couldn't get any of the audio. So
Mm.
very sad. But
My
and then
spirit.
Stand By Me, the movie, that kind of revitalized it in the
Oh, yeah.
80s. Lennon covered it. I think Clapton, a lot of people covered it.
Yeah, he re-recorded it for the movie, the Stand By Me movie, too.
Did he?
Mhm.
I didn't know that.
Oh,
I didn't
now
know
you do.
that.
Now
Now I
you
do.
do.